Yeah, so I think it's incredible what a wide scope Brian has had. So he was in academia, government, international affairs, industry, and public safety. And it's hard to succeed in any of those fields, and Brian did it in all five.
The credibility of the organization and where it stands in the 911 profession as the 911 organization is, a direct result of Brian's leadership and efforts. He fundamentally transformed the organization. He reinforced NENA as the standards body for 911 and reestablished credibility with Congress and the key regulatory agencies.
Wow. Describing Brian Fonts in a few words. I'm not sure that I can do that. He's very intelligent, compassionate, capable. He's got a wonderful sense of humor. He's a wonderful friend.
Brian is an extremely loyal friend and colleague. He is one of the hardest working executives I know. For many years, I worked at associations or consulted for associations, and I can attest to the fact that Brian is the hardest working association executive that I've ever encountered.
I think the best advice Brian ever gave me is to always strive to be the best you can be and hang in there, even through all the various bad times, because the good times are coming, and together as an organization, we can make a difference in 911.
Oh, golly. You think about NENA and public safety pre and post Brian, and it's like comparing analog and digital. Well, as a matter of fact, it is comparing analog and digital.
And you could always have a conversation with Brian that was reasonable and pragmatic and solutions-oriented.
The fact that he holds such a high position in our organization, but he is personable to everyone. Every person he meets, he introduces himself, asks them how they're doing. He's just one of the most personable people I've ever met.
I thought he was one of the most effective and intelligent guys I had met in the communications field. You couldn't get a better leader, and somebody with great integrity and also a great connection with people.
Brian is exactly what we needed 17 years ago. He was able to bring a wealth of knowledge, not only from the government side, but from the regulatory side.
Yeah, I mean, the moment that sticks out for me for Brian was when he was the chairman of the telecom regulator in Bosnia, which I don't know how many people know that he did this, but after he left the FCC and at the conclusion of the Bosnian War, he was appointed as the chairman of their equivalent of the FCC as they were trying to reestablish their government after that terrible war. And I thought, this is what real diplomacy should be, getting a job done when the host country has asked you to do that job, doing it on their terms instead of it being imposed from far away, and then doing it with Brian's kind of grace instead of force. That's pretty special.
So I think the thing that's most significant about Brian is how diverse his career has been and how much of an impact he's had every step of the way.
It's not too much to say. This is all about saving lives, and what a great contribution Brian and all of NENA have made in this regard.
Brian has lived a life of service. You know, whether it's as a diplomat, as a federal employee at the FCC, he has done well professionally, but you know, a lot of his career has been spent in service of others. He's someone who has done a lot of wonderful things to help other people.
He made us better as an organization and taught everybody on the board how to be better board members and how to guide the organization into the future.
I am honored and proud to call Brian my friend and colleague, and I am confident that we will continue to collaborate on many projects together.
I would just like to say, Brian, thank you for your commitment to NENA. Thank you for staying as long as you did.
Everybody knows how great he is, and if you ever meet him, get to know him, you'll never forget him. I mean, he's just a wonderful person.
Well, I think, I think I said it before, but it's really been a privilege to work with Brian on the board these past years. And really it is an even greater privilege to count him as a friend.